morning all and welcome back to the third session on cost and management accountancy. Today we will discuss on cost accounting techniques deployed by various organizations for the purpose of cost control, decision making and etc. Okay. So there are three major cost accounting techniques. One is marginal costing, other one is standard costing and variance analysis, other one is budget and budgetary control. So first let us understand what is marginal costing. Before understanding marginal costing, let us understand what is marginal cost. Marginal cost is a cost that includes all the costs which vary with the volume of production. Okay, please underline this word, which vary with the volume of production. Means if there is a change in the volume of production by increasing by 100 units or decreasing by 100 units or increasing by 1000 units or any change up or down, it keeps on varying. Example, if I want to produce, let us say, one instrument cluster, what we discussed in the previous session, by 1000 units more in a particular month. So, what are the additional costs that will be incurred? My material cost and all my variable overheads like power and fuel, which vary with the volume of production. Okay, so this is the best example of understanding the marginal cost. Any cost which varies with the volume of production is the marginal cost. Okay, now let us understand what is marginal costing. Marginal costing is a technique which provides cost information to the management for decision making. Okay, what type of cost information it provides? It provides all the cost which vary with the volume of production or level of activity you are going to change. Okay, so key concept what we need to understand here is the variable cost. As we discussed in our earlier session, what is variable cost? Variable cost is the cost which varies with the volume of production, like material cost, my direct labor cost, my variable overheads, which are primarily manufacturing overheads, like power and fuel, consumables, repairs and maintenance, etc. Okay, so marginal costing is a technique which enables the management for business decisions in the interest of the organization, so that they will have better control of the cost, which will vary, which will change as per the level of activity you are going to deploy.
Is it kind of a subset of variable cost or the fixed cost? So we discussed about the
Yes,
fundamentals of it.
yes, we discussed about the fundamentals of costing, where we bifurcated the cost into variable cost and fixed cost. Yes, as you asked correctly, it is a subset of variable cost. Marginal costing and its applications. Where the marginal costing is deployed by the organizations is for pricing decisions, for make or buy decisions, for better control on cost. Okay, so as we understood, variable cost which varies with the volume of production. So better control, if the better control is exercised in variable cost, management can have a better cost management, and as I communicated, it helps in pricing decisions. Pricing decision means what? At what price I should sell my product in the market to the customer. Okay, and to make or buy decisions. Assume that a large factory is there where they are manufacturing the components, right? Some of the components or the finished goods, they have to get some components from the external sources like external vendors. Okay, assume that the company has also having the facility to manufacture that component, and the manufacturing cost of that component is, let us say, 1000 rupees, and they want to outsource this component to some external vendor. So what we should always think, if I am producing this component, it is going as a part of my finished goods at 1000 rupees. If my external vendor is going to provide me the same component at, let us say, 800 rupees. Then what happens? I am getting this component at 800 rupees, whereas earlier I was manufacturing at 1000 rupees. So there is a saving of 200 rupees. So what happens if I stop the production of this component at my in-house and give this contract to the external source? Give me at 800 rupees and assume that my finished cost, total cost of the finished product is, let us say, 8,000 rupees. So this component which I was manufacturing in-house is 1000. So 8,000 minus 1000, 7,000, and add that 800 rupees which I am getting this from my subcontractor. So it became how much? Now 7,800. As a result, my manufacturing cost of these finished goods earlier, which was 8,000, has become now 7,800, which result in 200 rupees savings per unit. Assume that you are going to produce 1 lakh units in a year. How much savings? 1 lakh into 200. This is huge amount. So marginal costing plays a vital role in this decision making. So I'll repeat once again. It helps in controlling the cost. It helps in pricing decisions. It helps in make or buy decisions. Okay. Now I hope.
So, and perhaps trying to draw an analogy with software development units which are offshore,
Yes.
and they actually offshore lot of development units, and this is where the marginal cost comes into play. Like rather than being done at the homeland,
Yes.
they actually move those work onto units where the cost is less.
Yes.
So the marginal cost draws an analogy,
For
right?
example, you will take a very good example of a software company. Assume that a software company is employing, let us say, 50 people, right? The major variable cost for them is this employees who are on their roll. Okay. So what happens? Assume that they are doing an app development and they are deploying, let us say, out of these 50 people, 10 people have been taken out for this activity and they have been asked to do this task. So now for developing this app, let us say they are incurring total cost of, let us say, 2 lakhs per month. The same activity is given to some outside agency who are also in the same specialty of developing the app. If they are able to develop the app within 1 lakh or within 1 lakh 50,000, straight away you are able to save that 50,000 rupees. Okay, and this app development requires a lot of efforts, number of hours. Okay, the same, and the people who are being deployed by you for developing this app, they can be deployed for some other activity where you can increase your business, you can spread your business. This is how the marginal costing techniques helps in business dynamics.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, hope you all understood the concept of marginal costing and its applications, and the point is very clear. The concept is very clear how it helps in the cost management, cost control, cost reduction, and cost savings. So now let us move to the other technique which is famously deployed by most of the organizations which are established in their process, that is called standard costing and variance analysis. Standard costing. So before understanding what is standard costing, let us understand what is standard cost. Standard cost in simple form is the cost which is estimated, predetermined before you take up any activity, before you take up any production process. That means you have already estimated the cost. If I do this activity, what is the cost that is going to be? What is the cost that is going to be incurred? That is the standard cost. Okay. What is standard costing then? Standard costing is a technique which deploys this standard costs or predetermined cost for the production process of a product or a service or any activity. So in short, standard cost is very useful in controlling the cost. Right? Controlling. Please underline this word controlling, and please underline this word estimate and predetermine. Predetermine. Already we have determined the cost before going to the production. Right? So it gives me a better control. Hey, how much I should incur my cost of production for producing this much lot of components or this much lot of products or this type of service. So it gives us a first hand information before going live to the production itself. Thereby it enables us to compare with actuals. Right? Before starting with the production, I estimated for producing this component, I will incur, let us say, 12,000 rupees per component. Now I have started producing. I produced for 1 month, 2 months. Then I started understanding what is my actual cost. The actual cost came to, let us say, 12,800 rupees. So what happened here? My actual cost is 12,800, my standard cost is 12,000. So there is a deviation between these two. How much is the deviation? 800 rupees. Why this deviation came? Okay? Why this deviation came? What are the reasons, major reasons for this deviation? In which cost component this variation came? If you can recollect our concept of cost component structure in our previous session, where we have given cost components: material cost, labor cost, overheads. Overheads once again divided into variable overheads, fixed overheads. Okay, so all this, in which cost component this variation came? Is it in material cost or in labor cost or in variable overheads? It helps us to understand how my cost control is happening, how my cost is traveling, so that I can know where it is high, why it is high, and how to reduce the cost.
So, for example, let's take that every year
Yeah.
in the month of February, Cabinet Ministry, the Financial Ministry releases a budget. So it all based on a standard cost, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
The standard cost is different, and budgetary control is different. I'll come to on that concept. Standard cost is what is predetermined cost per unit.
Per unit.
Per
Okay.
unit. It
Okay.
always talks about per unit. What should be my standard cost per unit of the service I am giving or the product I am producing and giving it to the market for consumption. Okay, so standard cost techniques always talks about predetermined costs, predetermined measures, predetermined activities which are going to incur for arriving the cost. It is one of the best tool which is deployed by different organizations, mostly the MNCs. They are much focused on standard cost, and they give much more importance for standard costing and comparing with actuals and analyzing the variances. Variance analysis is one of the crucial MS report which gives the total variance analysis incurred in this month or for a particular period, so that control and action can be taken. Why the deviation is there? What is the control point? What is the actionable point for me to control the cost? So till now we have understood marginal costing, standard costing. Now let me come to the budget and budgetary control.
Yeah. Before that, you said a term variance.
Yes.
So can you? Yes, we have a standard definition for variance. Is that how does it vary from what is expected and what is the outcome? So
Yeah.
in terms of cost, can you define variance?
Okay. In terms of cost. Okay. Now let us assume that I am producing one instrument cluster. Okay, which is the or in simple terms, a speedometer, which we see in our two-wheeler, four-wheeler, etc. Okay. Now, before starting the speedometer production, the management has arrived at the standard cost. They told that it is costing to around, let us say, 1,200 rupees. The speedometer is going to cost 1,200 rupees
Per unit.
per unit. Is the
Per unit.
standard cost. In that standard cost, it is divided into different cost components. Material cost this much, labor cost this much, variable cost this much, selling over this much, etc. etc. All the cost component structures have the bifurcation, which is coming to this around what is 1,200. Now, I started producing. Okay, April over May, June, July, August, like that is keep on going. For the full year, I produce my speedometer month wise. Let us say every month I am producing 2,000 numbers. And after a period, I started understanding the cost. I calculated the cost, computed the cost for each month also. Okay. Now, first month it was 1,200. So it is exactly matching to my standard cost. My actual cost is also 1,200. My standard cost was 1,200. No problem, no deviation. As the months keeps on progressing, somewhere in the month of September, I found that my cost is 1,300 rupees. Now there is a deviation of 100 rupees. Right? Now I need to understand in which cost component this deviation came. Okay. Now at the summary you can see only 100 rupees is a negative variance or negative deviation. Now we started going in depth, keeping standard cost, keeping the actual cost, cost component structures, each one. Yeah. Now material cost, it shows 800 rupees. Here it shows 700 rupees. So there is deviation of 100 rupees, which is positive. But please remember, we got a negative variance of 100 rupees, right? Labor cost, here it is. Let us say 200 rupees. Here it is 250 rupees. So there is a deviation of 50 rupees. Why this deviation came? Maybe because at the time of producing this speedometer, I have planned to engage, let's say, 100 people only. But in the process of producing, I felt that I need to engage 5 more people. Right? 5 more. So I planned for, let us assume that I planned for 10 people. In the month of September, I had to deploy 15 people. Maybe the reason is that I am not able to produce in time because that for taking the overload, 5 people engaged or more. As a result, what happened? Because of 5 people, but my production is only that 1,000 numbers. So my cost has increased. So this cost component split gives me a insight to understand where the cost has increased or where the cost has decreased. Maybe because of my efforts in better negotiation from May, June onwards, it has resulted in 100 rupees reduction in material cost. But I lost in my labor cost. Similarly, my power and fuel expenses. To start with, it was only, let us say, 8 rupees per unit. But because of some shortage of rainfall, okay, the cost per unit has increased. Government has increased its tariff. As a result, what happened? I am consuming same 1,000 units or 1,500 units each month, but since the tariff has increased, the cost also has increased. Right? Now, this is the cost that is traveling over a period of time. After summarizing the cost, management once again revisits the cost to update their standard cost. Because initially what they do, basing on the standard cost assumptions, they fix the pricing. Assume that now your cost is increasing. We also need to increase the price to the end customer, assuming that he is going to absorb that cost. He is not going to absorb the cost, there is no point in increasing the selling price. We have to control the cost. How to control the cost? We need to deploy all this marginal costing, standard costing, and other important or more result oriented costing techniques to bring out the potential savings from the operation. Now, budget and budgeting control. This is famously used. The moment February comes, everyone is focused on what is the budget for employees. In the budget, what is the tax exemptions or tax benefits I am going to get from the employees' point of view, from the organization's point of view. What are the tax subsidies I am going to get? What are the tax savings I can implement to get the tax savings from the organization point of view. So our finance minister when he prepares the budget, he brings in all these components. What is the GDP per capita? What is the income that we are going to generate? What is surplus budget? What is the deficit budget? And how the budget allocation is happening. To which sector I am going to give more funds? Which sector I am going to give same funds what was spent earlier? All these things will be in the budget, and people are more eagerly focused to understand what are the benefits they are going to get from the budget. And after that, they come to home. They started understanding how to prepare their budget for their house, because you are earning income. Out of the income, what you earn, you have to spend. Right? Before spending, it is always better to have budget. What the budget gives? Budget gives you a information on what aspects you are spending. Okay, budget is a estimate of your revenues and expenses which you are going to spend in future period. Okay, budget you are preparing for today, but this budget is for what? For the future period. How you are going to spend for the future period is the budget. Budget is a consolidation of your expenses, your revenue. How is it? In short, it is a projection of your expenses and revenue.
Perfect.
Now, what is budgetary control? Budgetary control is nothing but controlling the expenses which you are going to spend.
It's more of controlling the forecasted expenses. Right?
Yes, controlling the forecasted expenses. How I am going to spend this. So, budget and budgetary control gives one of the best tool deployed by organizations. Most of the organizations, the financial year starts from April to March. So, somewhere between from December to February, finance department gets engaged in budget preparation. They collect information from all the departments, all the functions of the organization to understand how they are going to spend, what they want, why they want. Okay, and this budget is divided into two components. One is capital budget or capex budget, revenue budget. Revenue budget is nothing but all your revenue expenses, revenues, your sales, your expenses. Capital budget is what you are going to spend for your procuring your capital assets. Maybe your plant and machinery, maybe constructing a new building, or setting up a new plant, or setting up any improvement in production process, etc.
Can we say that kind of an immovable assets? So
yes, for all the immovable assets, for all the capital items, whatever you spend, whatever you do, is capex budget. It is anticipating the amount of expenditure you are going to incur for a capital item. Okay, so most of the organizations they have 5-year capex budgeting. Some organizations will have year on year. They just focus on this year, next year, next year. Some organizations, as I told, 5 years. 5 years they plan the capex budgeting, but they will keep on monitoring year on year. Because let us say you want to set up a plant. Plant cannot be set up in just 1 year.
Yeah.
It is a big plant. It takes years to do that. Maybe let us say 3 to 4 years or 3 to 5 years. So you need to allot this. For example, for a new plant setup, you require let us say 500 crores. This 500 crores is not spent in one shot. It is spent in a phased manner. First year, 100 crores. Next year, 150 crores. Next year, another 150 crores. Last year, maybe 50 crores, 50 crores. Like that. So, how I am spending this? So, it requires an intensive focus. It requires a lot of effort to estimate the capex budget. How the revenue generated for this capex budgeting? When you do your revenue, when you sell your product, when you make some profit, and from the profit, that profit is kept as a reserve for spending for this capex budgeting. Okay, so most of the organizations, when they start this budgeting from December, first they will have December, they will call the meeting of all the functions. Look, this year my volume of sales volume projection is from 5,000 units to, let's say, 8,000 units. I want your inputs. How we are going to spend the cost? What is the capital requirements required? Any additional machinery required? Because your volume of business is increasing. So assume that you are going to bring a new product. For a new product, maybe additional line is required, production line is required. For the additional production line, you require a new machinery.
Yeah.
Okay, all these things are form part of the capex budget. So, in summary, capex, revenue budgeting, capex budgeting, all this budgeting gives you an insight of how you are going to spend your money in the next few months, next few years, as per your plan. It gives a insight for planning activities. You have to plan your activities. You have to do the good coordination for the activities. You have to understand the deviations which may come, and you have to deploy all the controls to control the deviations, to avoid the deviations. Otherwise, it is risky.
Exactly.
You assume that 500 crores is what is going to spend for a setting up a new plant, but you may end up spending 580 crores also, which is a 80 crores additional. This 80 crores cannot be just generated. Assume that you have surplus revenue, surplus cash flow. You are able to pull from that. If you
So
don't
what
have,
happens is the fact that 500 becomes 580 crores, there's an increase of 16% in terms of budgeting. So budget has really failed. So what is the probability? Is that is it close to budgeting should be close to around 95% probability factor?
yes.
Where okay.
What most of the organizations do while preparing the budget, they always keep some escalation clauses to mitigate the risks in increasing prices. So what happens? Now you are setting up a plant. For setting up a plant, what is required? You have to build the buildings, factory building you have to build, right? You have to procure the machinery, right? Now, for building the factory, what is key requirements? The sand, the labor, construction labor, etc. So when you are entering into a contract with a cement provider, maybe a factory or a dealer, you will always put a explaining clause saying that, boss, in spite of increases of prices for cement, you will provide me cement per bag at this rate. And your vendor also is very good businessman. What he does, sir, in case the prices are going to increase at a very high level, which are not in my control, you need to give me plus or minus plus 5%. In case it is decreasing, I will pass on that savings to you. If it is increasing, if it is within 2%, I will observe. But if it is going beyond that, it is being 5%. So the 3% you have to bear to me.
Yeah.
This is how the budgeting process, this is how the negotiation with the vendor takes place. So that the risk of cost increase can be mitigated in the project. So what happens? Though the budget is 500 crores, management will anticipate, okay, because of these external factors which are not in control.
Yeah.
So I will keep in additional 30-40 crores. So stretch, they will keep a stretch.
Yeah.
500 is my target. In case need unavoidable things happen. Now let us take the best example of COVID-19.
Yeah.
What happened now? Because of the people's movement, majorly the contract labor who came from other states, they moved from one state to their own state. What happened now? The contract labor is not sufficient,
Mm.
but you want to carry on with the project.
Correct.
You need to pay an additional amount
To the local
to
contractor.
the local people. Otherwise, they will not come, right? Or you are waiting for the people who have moved out of this state to other state. You have to bring them. So you have to bring them at your cost.
Yeah, exactly.
As a result, what happens? Your cost of construction of building, your factory building, is increasing. So it is always best to keep a plus or minus 5 to 10%
Okay.
as a anticipated increase in the cost, so that your comparison with the what you predetermine, what you spend will be accurate.
Correct.
Otherwise, what you will feel, 500 I am supposed to spend, I spent 580, so there is 80 crores.
Absolutely.
But if you are anticipated, you are built in that additional 30 or 40 crores. You are now spent only 40 crores. Assume that you spent 540 crores. You spent 580 crores, but you planned for 540 crores. So the deviation of only 40 crores. So you are already prepared yourself
Mm.
to mitigate this risk, to control these deviations. This is how the cost accounting techniques helps the management in controlling the cost, in reducing the cost, in managing the cost. You have to manage the cost, you have to control the cost, you have to reduce the cost. For that, so that the management gets benefit from the activity. So these cost accounting techniques, three popular cost accounting techniques. What is that? Marginal costing, standard costing, comparing actuals with the standard cost, giving you analyzing the variance analysis, budgets and budgetary controls. Of these three famous cost accounting techniques deployed by the organizations to have better control on the cost, managing the cost, and
Forecasting.
and also enabling them in future how to prepare in a structured way, how to plan my standard cost in a more structured way. Assume that you plan the standard cost. There were some problems over there. Your planning was not up to the mark. As a result, you planned on the higher. But when you compare the actuals, the cost is less. So you have to redefine your standards
Mm.
so that your standard cost becomes a perfect measurable tool.
Yeah,
Diagnostic-
it's kind of benchmarking.
Yes,
sir.
yes, you are the right word, benchmarking, target costing. This is how the people say target costing, benchmark cost. What is my ballpark cost against which I should produce? This helps the management in overall aspect of cost control. I hope the concept of costing techniques has been communicated to you, and the concepts are very crystal clear, and you might have enjoyed this session, and hope you are safe and healthy, and please take enough measures to avoid emergencies. Thank you. God bless you.